Morning guys, I hope you're enjoying your Saturday. So I am going to make a video for you, and these are 4 absolute non-negotiables when it comes to dating. Non-negotiable topics or subjects when it comes to dating, and they have to be because they protect your value and they protect your feelings and they protect you. So just so you know. So I'm just not like waking up right now. Clearly I have makeup on and hair on my head, so I've been up already. I went running. I was like drinking my coconut water and following through with my new morning routine and reading. So I'll give a shout out to the author because I just actually ordered a new copy of this book because it's my favorite book, and mine was so destroyed because I've read it so many times, and it's like the best book. I can't recommend it enough. It's called Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion. It's so useful in every part of your life. It's written by Robert Cialdini, Cialdini, and he is a behavioral scientist, and he's got his PhD in behavioral science and psychology. So it's a really interesting book, and it takes you into day-to-day activities and communications and interactions, and how you can use the psychology of persuasion to your advantage and to the advantage of others if you're using it to help other people. So really good book. Can't recommend it enough. Anyway, on to the video. So first of all, if your dating situation is you're just looking for hookups, no shame, no shade, good for you. Find some hookups. You're beautiful, you're gorgeous, and everyone here is the most brilliant, so you'll get whatever you want. You'll get as many hookups as you want. This is more developed towards women who are looking for relationships that are long-term and ongoing and that have potential for the future. So here we go. Number 1, no talking, texting relationships. Don't get into these like talking, texting stages that go on and on and on, where you're like talking and texting. I think I have a wrinkle starting. I'll deal with that. Anyways, no, none of this talking and you're just texting and going back and forth, because you're going to develop feelings and you're going to develop connections with that person and feel connected to them. And then you can meet them and not like them at all. I'm not against FaceTime calls or WhatsApp calls. I think those are beneficial, but to an extent. That's like a limited thing. That's a limited time. That's until we see each other in a few days on our first date. Okay? So that's like an interesting feel out to see if someone's like really scary and your type, or not at all your type, and it's never going to happen. But I've been surprised because people who aren't physically my type, I get to know them, and then I think they're the most gorgeous thing, and they're so my type that it's unbelievable. So don't judge a book by its cover. Anyways, I know that was kind of like conflicting information, but anyways, you'll develop attachments before you actually know what they're all about. Some people are completely different in person. I've met people who are so not engaging over the phone or in text message, and then I meet them in person and they are engaging, they are funny, they have communication skills, they're able to hold up a communication, like a good back and forth communication. And then I've met people who are great via text message and phone calls, and then you meet them in person and they're like they're just like a deer in the headlights, and they don't know what they're gonna do or say, and it's just very awkward and uncomfortable, and you don't know how to deal with that situation. Anyway, so no talking, texting relationships. Get on with it. Make plans. And here we go. If someone doesn't set concrete plans, this is number 2. There isn't, and there aren't any plans. If someone says, let's do something this weekend, like let's set, for example, let's do something this weekend, and then, for example, then you don't hear from them all week, and then they'll get a hold of you on Saturday, or they'll say, let's do something Saturday. You don't hear from them all week, and then they get a hold of you on Saturday, and so, okay, well, what time are we meeting up? We have plans this weekend. Well, no, you don't have plans. You had all week to reach out and confirm and to make plans and to set concrete plans. And maybe you even reached out to them and they didn't respond. And usually that's what I would do, is I reach out to them and they don't respond. And then they come back with, oh, I had such a busy week. I was so busy. But the truth of the matter is, ladies, if you are someone a guy likes, they're never too busy, because you're the priority. In fact, they won't even function at work or anything without thinking about you. So if they're not calling you and you're not on their mind, then they don't like you that much. So that's the thing. And they'll call and say, yeah, do we still have plans? So no, you don't. And they'll say, let's see how the week goes. Maybe the weekend will work. I've heard this one many times. The answer is no. They either can commit to you or they can't commit. That's a big indicator that they can't commit, Or they're just waiting for better plans to come up with somebody else. And that's why they're saying, maybe this weekend will work. I'll let you know. So whether they can't commit or they're waiting for something better, that means you're not the best to them and for them and in their mind, and move on, because they're not worth it. They're not your long-term. They're not who you're going to end up with. Number 3, guys that can't plan properly, like a proper date. So there's no more hanging out. We're not in university, and we're not making plans. Like, if you're interested in a woman, you like, men are making plans if they're interested in a woman. Women don't want to hang out and see what happens. Guys say that all the time. Let's just hang out and see what happens. Let's hang out and see what's going to happen and see how the night goes, right? We know what they want, they want the night to go. That's not how we want the night to go. We want to, like, get to know them, find out if there's someone we're interested in pursuing a relationship with. So none of those, like, let's just hang out at my place or yours. I'm going to tell you a horror story. A horror story. This has happened to me recently, and this is my example. And I was going to actually give this person a chance, and then they absolutely took advantage of me being honest with them and open with them, and they absolutely blew it. So I'm going to explain how. So first of all, every time they brought up a date, they brought up booze. Every time. Oh, let's have a bottle. I've got a bottle of vino. I've got red and white, and you can host. They would say, oh, you can host. And when I would say, actually, no, I can't host, because I have a rule that I'm not going to have men that I don't know come into my personal space and into my private life. Like, my life is mine and it's private. And unless you are connected and committed and a part of my life, you're really not welcome into my space. So, I'm not hosting an initial first date. So he would say that, and I would say, yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea. And then finally he said, well, then I can host, I guess. I've got a bottle of vino and I'll host, like, more with the booze. Now, keep in mind, I've told this gentleman on multiple occasions that I don't drink. And I have also told him, how come almost every time I talk to you, you're half in the bag? I said, it's so unattractive that you're half in the bag every time I talk to you. And he would say, you're right. I need to cut down on drinking and need to not drink so much on the weekends. And that's when I call you. And I had written him off then. And he left me alone for a while. And then he started getting in touch with me again. And again, with the vino and the booze, I don't drink. I've made it clear. I drink club soda and lime when I go out. I'm like a $3 drink date. Like, I make it very simple for people. And I'll buy my own $3 drink too, if you don't want to buy it. I mean, that's fine with me. Like, it's club soda and lime. I can do it. And then this was the kicker. This is what cut him off at the neck. I told him, he called me once really early in the morning, because he knows I get up at 5 every morning, because I get up and I have a routine and I run and I do my stuff. I do my skincare. I take care of myself. So, and my early time is, I find, very peaceful, and I'm able to really focus on me and not everything else going on. And it's before work gets started and I have other things on my mind. It's very peaceful, calming time for myself. So that's my time. But he called me at 5. And I figured, if someone calls me at 5, usually there's an emergency, they need my help, they need something. So I always answer. If someone calls me in the middle of the night, I always answer. And he said to me, I can't believe you picked up. And I said, of course I picked up. Nobody calls me at 5 in the morning. So I figured something's wrong. And I'm always going to answer if someone calls me in the middle of the night. I don't care who it is. Because if someone's calling me in the middle of the night, something's probably wrong. And he was like, oh, that's so nice of you. That's so wonderful, of course. And he gave his cliche comment. I can't even bring out to repeat the thing he always says to me. Anyways, because he knows my profession. Anyways, the next day, I don't even know why I'm looking at my notes. I don't need my notes for this. Do I have any more notes? Yeah, I've got one more point. The next day, I get a call at 3 in the morning. And 3 in the morning is the call that says, we're going on a date. We're going on this date Friday night. We're doing this. We're doing that. I can tell he's half in the bag. And I can tell he hasn't slept yet. He called me at 3 in the morning. And I said, why did you call me at 3 in the morning when I told you specifically, like, I don't have an easy time sleeping at night. If I wake up to something, I can't get back to sleep. Oh, there's chicken in the background. He looks guilty. He's doing something bad. I'll be watching him through the camera. Anyways. at 3 in the morning, if I wake up, and I'll answer it, because if there's someone in trouble, which is why they would call me at 3 in the morning, if I don't get back to sleep and I'm tired at work the next day, then it's worth it to me, because it means I help somebody that knows my number. And if they know my number, it means that I care about them. So I don't mind. He called me at 3 in the morning. I don't know why I ever gave this guy my number. I don't know what I was thinking. And I was like, well, why are you calling me at 3 in the morning to plan a date when I've already told you I can't get back to sleep? Like, I don't get back to sleep. And I have meetings first thing in the morning and then all day back to back with our director and with stuff, with business, like important meetings. And he said, well, I called you at 3 in the morning because you told me that no matter what, you'll always answer if someone calls you in the middle of the night. Done. Over. That was the end of him. Anyways, that's the end of that point. And I have another point. And this one's a quick one because I heard this from another gal and it like made me laugh so hard I just have to share it. Guys who ghost you. Guys who will go on a date with you or will be talking to you and then they ghost you for like a week and a half. And it's always, they'll want to call back and be like, oh, I was so busy. I was this, I was that. If you're a priority, you're a priority. But when she said, the comment that made me laugh so hard is, let the dead rest in peace. Let the dead rest in peace. That was beautiful. Anyways, that's what you do about guys who ghost you. Let them rest in peace because they're gone. So my fourth point is all talk, no action, guys. They'll text you. They'll call you every day. I love you. I'm so in love with you. I'm so attracted to you. You're so beautiful. You're this. You're my dream girl. You're this. You're that. All this. But there's never any action. There's no action. Maybe you might get a date out of them or like little, like they might throw you crumbs. But there's no action. There's no flowers on Valentine's or a card even in the mail on Valentine's. There's no card on your birthday. There's not even like an e-card on Valentine's or on your birthday. There's none of that. In fact, they probably don't even call you and wish you a happy birthday, but they're so in love with you and you are their dream girl. These are the all action, all talk, no action guys, okay? There's so little action and acts. If there's so little action and there's an acts from them, it just means they're not interested. It's big promises in the future. They always make big, beautiful, grandiose promises of what's going to happen and what's going to be, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, but they don't actually do anything now. They don't do anything. They just say things. So guys, those are my 4 points and my humorous ghosting comment that I hope made you laugh and made your morning, because it made my morning when I heard it. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you soon. And don't forget to subscribe because this is the best channel ever. We talk about the best stuff, and if you look at the comments, there's good conversations. I get good criticisms that are like actually positive, like not positive, they're criticisms, but they're helpful and they're useful and they're beneficial and they're actually, there's thought put into them. It's not people being nasty bitches. They're actually making thoughtful criticisms of the things I'm doing and giving me good advice that I can reflect upon and use to improve my videos and my content. And there's lots of really nice comments as well, and advice and encouragement, and lots of good back and forth. So check out the comment section and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Please subscribe. If you didn't hear me, please subscribe. I'll see you soon.